new patch, competitive seasons, a new limited time pack, figures, 99 overall Datsyuk for your hero collectibles. I told you this day was coming. I thought it was going to be a 99 Sean Rammer though. And finally, the last biggest thing we have to talk about is 89 overall Rene Bork, Heritage Classic legend of Calgary and Bork and Rene and stuff that no one's going to care about, honestly. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. First off is the January 19th patch, patch 3.0 and tuner 1.02, which includes competitive season, so we'll skip that because we'll get into it a little bit later. We have some player updates. Tune down puck carrier's reaction speed to reacquire a puck after losing it. This sounds like it could be great, but from the handful of games that I've played, it feels like when you're going into the offensive zone, and you know those times where your player gets clipped by a defender that kind of has no business hitting you and you lose the puck? It's way harder to get the puck back in those scenarios. While I'm playing defensively and I'm poking people, trying to steal the puck, stick lifting, I notice they're still kind of getting it back. So that's why I feel like it hasn't helped all that much. Next, we're getting into user goalies. I'm kind of confused what's happening here because they say user goalies here, and then down here they say increased AI goalies awareness. But I thought we were talking about user goalies. So I'm not quite sure what affects player goalies and what affects AI goalies. If you guys don't play a lot of EASHL, then this part of the update doesn't matter. You can just skip this part of the video. But I think this one's a very important one, increased ability to make saves on cross-grain shots. Basically, if you were to move away from a shot to try to make a save, the puck would go into the net. It's very annoying because you're not actually trying to move away, but you're just trying to cover more of the net. So hopefully they were able to fix that issue. The decreased screen effect one is a tough one because as a player goalie, if you were getting screened, you were probably going to give up the goal through a redirect or just not being able to react to the puck being shot at you. So that could be a good thing, but hopefully it doesn't affect the other game modes where it's an AI goalie and you're trying to screen them, because I feel like that makes sense. You're supposed to be able to score off of shots like those. Then you have some goalie movement improvements, goalie rebound improvements. Hopefully it makes cheesing goals harder. You have increased AI's goalie awareness for a possible shot off of a faceoff. So that's the weird one, because is it for every game mode or is it just when you're a player goalie? But then why is an AI goalie? I don't know. But the point is, when I was playing earlier after this patch, I still took a shot off of the face-off and it still went in. So I can't imagine this was increased that much. And finally, they hopefully fixed one of the glitches where the goalie would get stuck and you weren't able to move. EASHL player class updates, starting with the goalie. All the goalie classes are now 6'2", taller than they were before, which means that they're bigger, they can make more saves. I'm not sure if that affects AI goalies, though. And the rest of this is going to talk about the three goalie classes, stand-up, hybrid, and butterfly, and how, I guess, they're their own type of class now. If you guys have watched my video on player classes and goalie classes in EASHL, I told you that the stand-up goalie was the most overpowered goalie because it had better stats than the other two goalies. Now that doesn't seem to be the case anymore because they balanced out each class so they have their own strengths and weaknesses. Assuming they didn't just change like the sliders so that's from 90 to 91 or 90 to 89 or whatever to balance it out. But it certainly makes things much more interesting when you're choosing a goalie class. The stand-up goalie is the fastest, the hybrid goalie can recover from shots easier, the butterfly goalie is the best at rebound control, Poke checking for hybrid, no one cares about that too much. Hybrid is best stick side and paddle down. Stand-up can see the most, best vision. And then the hybrid and butterfly got better 5-hole ratings. So reading this, I feel like the stand-up goalie is still kind of the best because they didn't nerf anything. They just made everything better, and then even better for the other two classes. Butterfly not having the vision is kind of bad, but I feel like hybrid's recover rating could be pretty good. And for the AI goalie, they increased rebound control for the third straight patch, and for some reason I just don't feel like it'll make a difference. Moving down to players, there's going to be more realistic deflections and bat-ins, which is great because my team didn't go for those all that much. Shooting got nerfed in 3 of the biggest classes in the game, because they probably didn't realize how powerful their shots were. 2 classes won't fall that easily after a hit. Looks like some better defensive awareness and hand-eye coming out of the classes no one uses. Giving an advantage to some of these playmakers where their normal passes will have like a saucer lift effect. So I'm assuming if there's someone like right in front of a person, they'll probably be able to get it over their stick with just a normal pass. So that's kind of cool. Using the discipline of the two-way dangler, no one cares. Same update in EASHL. See how that works there. And they added some new jerseys. If you guys are interested, I'll include at the end of the video. Still to be determined if they're going to be added in HUT. Finally, they fixed some arenas, some logos, some issues. Now you can continue fighting in your franchise and be a pro modes. Because this was a pretty big glitch that caused you to never fight again. The Magic Man here is breaking barriers, 5 different synergies, a total of 10 synergy points with 2 new synergies that we're about to talk about. Let me tell you, if you have any gold or carbon collectibles, sell them now. Buy them back in like a few weeks when the prices settle at something lower. I'm glad to see that EA respects the Magic Man because his Centennial Classic card, huge disappointment. Keep in mind there's still a Master Set collectible card that will be released in the future. If you want to get this Datsyuk for yourself, I recommend waiting because he's a permanent addition to the hero sets. So just wait until collectibles go down in price, though they probably won't go down as far as they did before. Let's talk about the 2 new synergies, 200-foot player and defensive centerman, both of which Datsyuk fits quite nicely. Something to take note is that they're both player synergies, not team synergies. Also, there won't be that many cards at first with these synergies. With that said, 200-foot player is a great synergy to have as it provides additional awareness, top speed, and endurance, which means your player won't tire as easily. Defensive centerman, on the other hand, not as great. +2 bonus in face-offs, not that great. Defensive awareness is really good, and then shot blocking and durability, not so much. The +2 bonus to face-offs probably won't do much. Your players can shot block on their own without that stat. You have plenty of injury cards for durability. Let's talk about the competitive seasons next, which was stolen from the other sports games, which is okay because they're all EA. And it seems to me if you want anything good, you have to be a top 3 player over a certain time period. Then you have a chance of getting something good from rank 4 to 20. Then from rank 21 and on, you kind of have to hit the lottery with those packs. So those were overall rewards. Now we're going to look at rewards based on rounds. Each round that spans over the course of 3 days give the top 100 players in that round some pretty interesting rewards. After that, you kind of just get participation medals with a pack and some coins. I don't know how this compares to other sports games, but please, for the love of God, make it so that if you lose a ton of points. Because right now, the leaderboards are, when you lose, you don't lose any points. So the people in the top 100 are mostly composed of people who just play the game a lot. So the way that this works is you play a minimum of 3 games to get the participation award. After that, you compete with others to try to get to a certain tier of rewards. No 2 people can have the same rank. That means in order for you to go up, someone else must go down. So that was a lot of content. Let me know what you guys think of this update and what you think of NHL 17 because of it. Check out all these new jerseys that were added to the game if you guys weren't paying attention to the outdoor games or other hockey leagues.